Do you fear cutting curly hair because you're worried about getting that dreaded triangle at the end? Are your curly clients reluctant to embrace their natural curl texture and pattern because they have a history of getting this dreaded triangle? The triangle, or that weight shelfy part of the haircut that no one seems to enjoy, actually doesn't come from the bottom. It actually comes from the top. We're going to learn how to embrace careful elevation, cutting lines to start sculpting these curls and really give it the shape that she can enjoy and wear her hair natural curly or blown out smooth and straight. Collapsing the bulk is one of the main focal points of what we're going to be doing today. When I lift her hair up, you can see that immediately the sides collapse, but we still are able to maintain that length. With a curly bob, we have to make sure that the integrity of your perimeter is absolutely preserved while maintaining the softness through the interior and the top. One of the most common concerns with curly hair is the jump cut. The jump cut is when you cut the hair and then it jumps right back up. On her hair, when it's dry, when I let go, her hair doesn't spring up that much. But when the hair is wet, the recoil is not only drastic, but noticeable. If I'm not aware, and if we're not aware of our tension and our elevation, we can get into hot water quite quickly. We cannot treat the front hairline, the crown, or the nape with the same tension or elevation. More often than not, the texture patterns are not consistent with curly hair or highly textured hair. Because of that, the front hairline, the crown, and also the nape are going to be treated individually, but working together to complete a whole picture of a nice curly bob with some soft shape on the interior and around her face. I'm going to share some techniques to demystify the jump cut, how to collapse that bulk, finger placement, tension, elevation, so that way we can sculpt these curls and she can really enjoy her hair in its natural form. So let's jump in. I prepped her hair with smooth gloss shampoo. I used the bud-shaped symbol on top of the bottle so I knew how much product to use to make the perfect lather. After I cleansed it, I applied the smooth gloss mask and let it sit in the hair for about 5 minutes. After that, I rinsed it out and I was ready to cut. Prepping the hair is absolutely paramount to the success and style out of your client's finish. I always start with our Color Fanatic 21 essential benefits. There are 21 amazing qualities and properties of this product, but the ones that I like to share with my model and my clients are the ones that are absolutely essential to their needs and their pain points with their hair. The ones that I shared with our model today is that it's going to help even out her porosity, keep her hair highly moisturized, and it's also going to protect her hair against 450 degrees of heat. That way, when she decides to blow dry with a round brush or use any hot tool, her hair is going to be perfectly protected from wet to dry. With curly hair and textured hair, don't be afraid to apply a generous amount of Color Fanatic leave-in. Their hair's thirsty for that extra moisture, and we need that extra slip for our cutting lotion to make sure our comb glides through the hair nicely and it keeps that hair wet. When we move from section to section, it'll be ready for us to cut. I'm starting in the center to make sure that I get my balance from left to right. This way, if she wants to part her hair in the center, to the left, or to the right, she has the versatility and the balance and weight of her haircut, and along with the layering is going to be consistent. We're not going to get a lopsided or a heavy side. And since she does wear her hair with no specific part, we don't want to trap her into only wearing her hair one way all the time. I'm also going to be separating the hair from the front to the back. This is really important with curly hair because the hairline on the ear area jumps up and increases, and this is the number one area of concern when you're doing that curl gap. As we can see, her hair is much, much longer now that it's wet, and it springs up so much faster. That recoil tells us everything we need to know about our tension, porosity, and our elevation. I'm sectioning the hair front and back, right where the hairline jumps up, right behind the ear. This is going to make sure it gives me what I like to call my safety net, or my safe zone. So that way, when I am working in front of the ear later on, I know that this area is the area I need to pay extra attention to make sure that I don't have this curl gap where the hair is now suddenly much shorter in the front compared to where it would be in the back. I've mirrored the same exact sectioning on the opposite side. Now that I've confirmed that both sections are balanced, I'm going to be working between the ears on the back side. First, I'm going to start with a horizontal line right at the occipital area, and I'm going to clip everything from that horizontal line up. I'm going to be focusing on getting our length and really paying attention to how much of this curl gap is really going to be affecting the overall outcome. Dealing with curly hair, one of the things that I found is using your fingers to initially get the hair separated and then refining that clean parting and section with the comb. Now that we have our section evenly balanced and the consistency of the porosity is there, I'm going to be making sure I'm using the wide teeth of my comb, because that's also going to prevent me from getting too much tension, particularly when I'm working with my hands. The fine teeth of the comb add extra tension, and that will increase that curl gap that we're very much trying to avoid. I'm going to be cutting this section in the nape at 0 degrees elevation. There's going to be no elevating the hair. I'm going to be keeping it at natural fall. I'm going to be working with my fingers parallel to my parting, keeping balance from left to right. I'm going to be starting from the center of the nape, moving outwards to the left and to the right to make sure that I have consistency and balance moving forward. I'm going to have her put her head down forward. What happens is when the head is tilted forward, the nape area of the skin actually stretches out. So when the head comes up, it shrinks back up. And this is why some curly bobs end up sagging here in the back, because the skin actually stretches. So I'm going to have her tilt her head forward just a little bit, and I'm going to be using the wide teeth and keeping my fingers perpendicular to the horizontal parting I have. I'm holding it. I'm not pulling down with my left hand. I'm literally using my left hand as a clip, and I can see how much recoil I've had, and I know that's going to hit me right at the back of the neck. Make sure not to cut past your second knuckle. The tension drastically loses. As we can see, now we have the perfect length to start our bob. Now that I have her baseline done, the next step is actually collapsing that triangular section right here. I've elevated the hair 90 degrees out from the part, and the hair that I have in my fingers is everything that starts giving that triangle shape. So the triangle shape starts from the very first section and it continues moving up the head shape. Keeping my hands parallel to my section and cutting a square line at 90 degrees elevated up from the horizontal parting in the nape. Pulling the hair out 90 degrees from the part and removing this corner of weight. This corner of weight is what starts building up that triangle, not only in bobs, but also particularly with curly hair. This is the first of many steps of collapsing the bulk. I'm working my way up the head, taking even spaced horizontal sections and clipping the hair I do not need out of the way. You want to make sure that you're taking a section thin enough that you're able to see the difference of where our length is and where our length is going to be. And now that this hair moving up to the sides definitely over direct the corners back slightly, it will give a slight A-line shape, but it's allowing for that jump curl through the sides. What's nice about working with the Color Fanatic, the leave-in, is that as the hair is drying, you can already see that it's less frizzy and it's not even styled. Just repeating the same process until I run out of hair. Again, keeping my fingers at the same natural fall, and I'm using a blunt line to cut. Her hair already has movement in it. It's going to be soft with her curls. With curly hair, what we need to focus on is weight distribution and where that bulk builds up. It's not about cutting more textured lines. It's about working with the textured lines that her hair naturally creates. As you're approaching the top of the crown, be mindful of not trying to include or force hair into your cutting path. That is where most of these curl gap mistakes begin. If it doesn't reach, don't cut it. You can use this same cutting pattern on a variety of curl types. The main focus is making sure that the hair has a generous amount of Color Fanatic and that your elevation and tension are consistent from beginning to end. We're in the middle of the crown, and this is where the hair starts to round up or build up weight. I'm pulling the hair out at 90 degrees, and I'm letting the hair fall to make sure I have enough of my perimeter. I'm just removing the littlest amount of length through the corner. Now we're at the most pivotal part of the haircut, the curl gap. This area right here is what turns a good haircut into a great haircut. In order to make sure that you don't have a jump right over here by the ear, a few things have to happen. One, we need to take an ample section of hair so we can clearly see how much hair we're going to need. Second thing, the hair on the sides is much less dense than the hair in the back. So my sectioning is going to look like it's a bit too high, but it's compensating for the lack of density that there is in the back. I'm going to be taking the section at the parietal ridge because that density is going to be most consistent with the density of the sections I've been taking in the back. I'm going to continue using my wide teeth of my comb, low tension. I'm going to angle my fingers down forward because we know that curl likes to spring up. And if my fingers are level, it's going to round up and follow the shape of her hairline. I'm going to subsection right behind the ear, right when the hair jumps up, pulling. I'm going to have her tilt her head away from me so I can get my hand in this tight area because I'm working with my fingers. Working with your fingers is going to give you a little bit of a softer line than working in your comb. The fingers are angled down, increasing the length. I'm gently pushing up so I'm not pulling the curl down, and I'm using again my fingers more as a clip, not as an anchor pulling the hair down. And even with that angle, it still comes out more straight. Now I'm taking the second subsection, which is now right in front of the ear. Pulling this down, taking a small amount of what I previously cut, using that as my starting point, angling my fingers even more dramatically as I'm moving towards the hair and the front hairline. Final section. Again, still increasing the length and the angle. Remember, it's not what we cut, it's what we keep. Now, put our head up. And now we have our nice baseline with no curl gap. Earlier, I showed where the weight and corner of this triangulation of the bob comes from, right here at the top. We're there right now. With one technique, I'm going to be able to do multiple things at the same time. I'm going to remove the length, soften it, and also slightly elevate it by doing a finishing technique while wet. I'm going to gently release the curl from my fingers. And I'm going to be holding the hair that I need to cut with my left hand. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to place them down and I'm going to cut top to bottom. What that's going to do is going to create a small, short, little layer through the top, and it's going to help remove that corner of buildup of weight through the side, further collapsing the bulk. For the last part, definitely over-direct the front hairline back to the shoulder. Drop it down low, keeping your fingers elevated, and wait for that part to spring up. Again, placing your scissors right where you see that curl line. And what happens is you start to reduce that bulk right from the very beginning. No curl gap, plus collapsing the bulk. To start adding a little bit of soft, fringy face framing, I'm going to take a diagonal back at the high point of the head, encompassing the sensitive area of the ear. I want to make sure that the front hairline, with her hair curly, ends up right around her lip area. So I know that this is the angle that I need. And I'm taking another diagonal forward section to preserve the ear. Letting the hair drop out, keeping the elevation low, starting at the corner, just cutting a diagonal line. You can see how it just starts to open up her face right through there. I've just completed the right side on the back. I'm going to be finishing the left. If there's any little areas that may need to be adjusted, we can do that after the hair's been dried and finished. I dried her, I styled her, we've collapsed the bulk, we've kept a nice crisp perimeter of this bob, and there's no curl jump. Great day to have curly hair.